world more peaceful since the revolution? It is a shame that your people suffered. But bounty hunting is a complicated profession. They said you were coming. They said you were the best in the Pacek. Would you agree? Mandalorian, look outside. They are waiting for you.
Yeah? Good.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited. This man I've known for a long time, I think 10 years now, and he's here now. He is here, and he has done so much wonderful creating over the last 10 years, and we're very lucky to have him today. Kyle Pacek. There we go. There we go. Oh, I just had you. I want to be sure. There we go.
There we go. All right.
I want to be sure. Did I say your name correctly?
Yeah, Pacek. Yeah.
I love it.
There you got nailed it.
I love it.
Sorry, I did not nail the time here. My sincere apologies. I saw noon and I saw the 1 p.m. and the numbers, what stuck out. The noon part, yeah, overlooked it. My apologies.
I did the same thing 2 weeks ago. So
okay, all right, cool.
We're just so excited you're here.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. It's good
yeah,
to be here.
I have to start off with by saying, I mean, this is what I wrote about you. I met this man 10 years ago. I met you 10 years ago, I think. And from the time I met you, I mean, you had a magic about you. I mean, certain people have this certain kind of charisma, and you've always seemed to have it. And you're such a sweetheart. You have, and then you just burst onto the scene. Listen to this man's credits. I mean, American Horror Story, The Romanovs, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Earth to Ned on Disney, Guardians of the Galaxy, The Book of Boba Fett, The Mandalorian. Okay, so like, how did you do that?
Well, it's just like anything. Whether it's here in LA or the Hollywood scene or somewhere else, it's all about networking and who you know. And you kind of hit it on the head, far as being cool and getting to meet people, know people. I guess the first thing I did like wrong but right when I first stepped on the set was I didn't stay where I was supposed to, and I was always chatting with people, whether it be like the sound guy or, I was just very curious on how things worked, and I was never where I was supposed to be. I was within eyes of the people and where I was supposed to be, but I always wanted to make sure I could, number one, be learning things, but then number two, just be networking and stuff, and then I guess passing on and showing that the personality is alive, and hoping that you're memorable, so they give you a holler on the next one.
Right.
When I think of you, I guess. I don't know. And then it's, always just staying on top as well. I personally do. My main thing is like the stunt stuff. So I'm always just making sure I'm on top of that, not only physically, but also, networking with all the people. I was just on a show recently, or now actually, it's called Reno 911. It's a show from a while ago. They're doing a movie. So
you're doing the movie of that?
Yeah. So it's been nonstop. It's been crazy, but it's good. It's just all, meeting people and all. Is my background? What is my background? I don't know. Never mind. I thought my background was.
I like your
I had
background.
a Zoom meeting the other day, and it was for this nonprofit takes kids with like. So I had this big fish in my background. It was a joke, and I was making sure it wasn't still there.
Right.
Sorry. Well,
No, but I had that for dinner last night.
fish. All right, good. Fish is good.
Fish is good. It's healthy. Salmon,
Yes.
omega-3s.
Salmon.
Do you have a favorite food?
I would say in the fish world, definitely sushi. It's one of those things when I grew up, I wasn't really hot on Mexican food or sushi. Now those are my favorites.
Right.
Weird how your senses change as you grow older.
It does. It does. And I used to love shellfish, but then I got allergic to it. But
Ooh,
I know.
stay away from those.
I know. Now, I have a question in the sense that you're doing all this acting, you do stunt work, but when you went to college, what was your major?
It was occupational health and safety. So it was like OSHA type stuff. So setting regulations in the workforce. Originally, it was business management. I actually started a company when I was a kid. And luckily, it was a motorsports company. So it was essentially retail for the power sport world. So it was like motorcycles, jet skis, ATVs, snowmobiles, all that sort of stuff.
Right.
And when I started, it was right after high school in 2006 is when I started. And then it just kind of grew nicely. And then when I started college, I was doing business management, but then I realized I wasn't Mr. Know-it-all, but I knew a lot of the things I was already learning. So I took an elective course, which was health and safety. And at the time, what still is, it's a popular subject, and it was like you're guaranteed to make, six figures when you graduated. So it was like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I switched degrees to that, and then my senior year, 2011, I was at an expo in Anaheim for my company, and a recruiter from Disney asked me to jump on a movie, and then I did the movie, and
What movie? What movie was that?
it was Oz, the Great and Powerful. The movie tanked. However, it had a huge cast. It was Mila Kunis, James Franco, Michelle Williams, Zach Braff.
I remember that one.
It was a fun set to work on. It was huge. Originally, I was supposed to be there for 3 weeks, and then my second week there, they asked me to start doing some stunt stuff, and which was an upgrade at the time. And then it turned my 3 weeks into 2.5 months, and
Love that.
I went home, realized like, hey, acting stunt stuff really cool. I want to continue doing that.
Right.
So I'm while all the connections I made, again, never being where I was supposed to be, I made a lot of connections in a lot of different departments, and then I realized like, hey, if I want to do this, I need to go and show them I'm serious. Not, hey, remember me from 2 years ago on that movie Oz?
So you jumped right back into it.
So,
You just moved there.
Yeah, I just moved here. That's actually right when I met you. And then that was like just trying to get my foot in the door in every avenue possible, and trying to get into classes to help shape the skill and fine tune everything. And but again, I would say the majority of it, if I were to pass on any advice, it's definitely like keeping sharpening keeping everything sharp as far as your skills, but also it's just networking. It's about, I can't tell you how much it is. Like, it's about who you know. It's just,
Wow.
I've received the most calls, like I would say 90% of the work I get is not through auditions. It's about meeting people and knowing people. And then also on top of that is being professional. And what I mean by that is having like a one-stop shop when I don't have one handy, but basically when I first moved to LA, I made a website that was very basic. It had my information on it, as far as like headshots and whatnot, and then a variety of photos actually, and then your stats and what you're capable of doing, and then because everyone's different on their abilities, and then myself included, and then another thing I had was all my contact info, like just very easily, professional, so that way when you hand over that business card, it's impressions obviously make the the world different. So
well, I love your website. I love your website.
I haven't touched my website for I'm here saying all this stuff, and I haven't touched my website for 5 years. I need
really?
I need to take some time and just go through it, but update some stuff.
Update it. I was thinking too, because I saw your old demo reel that you had with some of your other ones. But do you have you put together a new demo reel of?
I have not. And that's what I mean. It's honestly the last 2 years have just been like, we flew in last night from Colorado Springs. We were there for a couple weeks doing some stuff and for work like Disney, and it's just been. And then before that was with the Reno 911. Ever since I talked to you last, actually, David, was Reno 911 stuff. So it's just been no breathing room. But
well, that's good.
Yeah, it's good. No, it is good. And they say like it's always, you can't complain about working too much, and I'm not. I mean, no, it could stop tomorrow. I have no idea.
Do you have time to breathe?
Yeah, no, it's good. This is actually, this week is one of the things, which is perfect timing for this, is one of those things I want to cruise through the website and do all these things I've been neglecting.
Yeah. Well, or just putting to the side for right now.
Putting to the side.
Well, you know, on your website, you had something written down that really, he's going, what is he going to talk about? But I loved it, is everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
I mean, there's definitely been times where, I mean, I'm not only saying like positive stuff right now, but there's been a lot of negative occurrences, and it's through, I would say, not necessarily luck, but more so, well, I guess luck, but like through disability type stuff. You know, there's a lot of typecast. There's a lot of situations where, you know, it's not just easy, smooth road. I mean, it's definitely, it's a tough industry. Lately, though, there has been a lot of, I mean, I've only been here for, I guess, like 10 years. It feels like 30 years, but I've only been here for 10 years. I can't say how much it's changed from when I first basically met you, David, to today. It's a lot different in a good way, like the awareness and everything. But also, I feel like it's tough now because even though there's like this awareness and for disabilities and whatnot, there's also like this level of people being scared to put someone that's either someone little like myself or someone in a wheelchair or someone that, you know, may appear to physically have a disability. And I don't think that's cool. Like they should just be whoever they are. But
why do you think people are scared?
Because there's been so much, I don't know. I think I don't want to get into it too much, but like there's a lot of light being shined on, like, you know, different races, different sizes, like all these different things. And I feel like because there's so much of that right now in general, that people have a fear of bringing in one of those like touchy subjects to their production, whether it be, I mean, but then I say that, but then again, now you see like a Target commercial and there's someone in a wheelchair, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of, not everyone thinks like that though. I mean, there are some, and there's, I guess, some bigger ones that didn't think that way.
It's chipping away though at it, isn't it? It's, I mean, we've been doing that, and hopefully we'll get through.
Yeah, it's a hard thing. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know if it's a good time to be in the industry or not. I mean, I guess it's always a good time, but you just gotta.
Well, for you, it sure is.
No, I mean, for anyone. I mean, you just gotta really. I mean, well, it seems like life is good, but I mean, being little sucks at times too. I mean, it's just. I mean, you get people like, I don't know how to say it, but they say they're open to the role, like you, like myself playing the role,
right?
But they just get you to like say that they saw you, and that's it. And they know at the beginning, like, we're not going to hire this guy because of whatever reason, or girl. And I think there's just, everyone's a little timid and scared, which kind of stinks. Like there's the awareness, but then there's also like the timidness of it.
See, I think for, you know, being scared, if somebody's scared, they should go through it and challenge themselves, whatever it is, and say, hey, this is going to be amazing. And I think this is the perfect time.
Yeah. Right now, like the awareness of everything across the board is so, I say everyone's scared, but then the awareness is good. So it's like this weird.
Well, I mean, like American Horror Story, creator of American Horror Story is one of my favorite.
Yeah. Jeez. Oh my goodness.
American Horror Story.
Oh my
I know we're going.
Oh my God.
We're both gonna edit this part out. I love him. Anyway, American. Oh, you're looking it up. Okay, this is pause time. We're gonna do it. We're gonna read.
Ryan Murphy. Jeez.
Okay.
Ryan Murphy.
So, like American Horror Story, Ryan Murphy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's amazing. He's like all about diversity.
Mm-hmm.
How was it being on that set?
It was amazing. Everyone was really cool. Jessica Lange, like Peter Evans, like everyone was really nice, really cool. It also helped. We were in New Orleans for 7 months, so it was kind of like out of the LA world.
Yeah.
And I don't know, LA is cool, but there's just this certain thing about LA where people kind of like, for example, yesterday we landed in Burbank Airport and went to get baggage, and we were in Colorado for the last couple week and some change, and everyone's saying, "Hey, how's it going?" And there's this guy walking towards me, and I was getting my bag, and I said, "Hey, man, how are you doing today?" And he just went, and that was it. I mean, I don't want to judge, like he doesn't represent all of Los Angeles, but it's just like everyone's it's tough sometimes, and so it helped a lot when we were there with everyone because everyone was very like outgoing and joyful and just loving life. So
see, I'm all about the hug.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
LA, they would.
Some people aren't about that hug. I am, personally, but
right.
Yeah, it's kind of funny though when they're not. Anyway,
talking about the hug, I saw something of yours last night, and I just started to weep because it was so beautiful. And I'm thinking about it now, and I'm getting a little verklempt. Is your wedding proposal?
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was good. That's fun.
It was very good.
Yeah.
That and she was completely like surprised, huh?
No idea. Yeah, both parents flew in from across the country. One from Colorado, one from New Hampshire, firesides. And then, originally I wanted to do something a lot more aggressive, but everyone was saying it was too much, so I had to dial it down and do the not typical, but the more like.
You know what I pictured more aggressive, that you would fly in from a helicopter and parachute or something.
That's what I literally wanted to do. Number one, I was like, well, being on the stunt stuff, I was thinking it'd be funny to be on top of a building and like scoping out like this rooftop and just saying like, we have to go there for a production meeting or something. And so she had to come with me.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about like getting on the side of that building and then falling off the side of the building onto like a big bag that's like a few stories down.
Yeah.
And she'd of course run to the edge saying like, oh my goodness. And then on the back, it would say like, will you marry me or something? And then it's like two different levels. And you're not there to hug or anything after.
Yeah.
And also everyone explained like the spotlight would be more on me than both, which I totally understand, but I didn't think of it that way. And then I was like, well, all right, let's go skydiving and do it that. I just wanted to do something cool and crazy, but
right.
Beach still worked out.
Talking about what you were talking about, jumping off of buildings and skydiving, when did you decide you wanted to be a stunt person?
So on Oz, that first movie that I did, I was first doing like not background, but like featured background.
Yeah.
Acting on it, and they called us, the Munchkin stuff, and it was fun. But then they called us Stunchkins, those that were doing stunts. And so my first one was on that movie. There's a scene where there's, I think, 3 of us ringing a bell, and we're on this like rope that's like a shipyard rope.
Mm-hmm.
That's like what you see like tying up ships. But it was like the diameter, it was huge. It was really thick and stuff. So we were on harnesses, and we had cables, and the cables went from like my harness to the next guy above me. I think I might have been in the middle. So I think there was a guy below me and a guy above me, if I remember correctly. But anyways, that moment, we're suspended in the seat, like in the air. There's all this like, there's a sense of comfort, and you receive a lot of attention when you do stunts, and not attention like, oh my God, you're cool, but like people caring and like love and stuff pours out when you're doing stunts. And what I mean by that is like safety is number one. So it doesn't matter if the director's saying, we gotta go. The stunt coordinator wants to make sure you're safe, everything's smooth, like you're ready to go. And like that's the priority to him, or them, I should say, and which is really cool. And when you get that type of experience of like the bond, the relationship that's built from that is just, I don't know, it's unbelievable. And I received that on Oz, and
was that your first stunt?
yeah, it was the first stunt I ever did, and it was just like, I've always grew up doing kind of wild stuff, like jump, like tree stuff, and like dirt biking and all that. But
Yeah.
like I don't know, just the energy that was brought to it. Like, hey, we're gonna be doing this. Do you feel comfortable doing this? Let's rehearse it. Now, after we rehearse it, do you feel comfortable if we add this or tweak this? What are your thoughts? And it's also like it's a moment to have some collaboration with the team. It doesn't matter how big the production is. Like even Star Wars, there's a ton of stuff I did, and it was all about coming back and talking about whatever it is. And I could give my input too, because at the end of the day, I am the one doing the stuff.
How is it, by the way, you brought up Star Wars. How is it to say, just to know that you are part of the Star Wars world?
I mean, I think it's really cool, but I also look at it as kind of another job. I don't look at me as any different than anyone else. And I don't know. I hate that like red carpet, like you're I don't know, any different. And
Not your thing.
I just like to be me, and I want everyone else to feel just as comfortable, cool, and like have a good time just like I am. Like to me, that's what's important.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times PAs and stuff, come up to you, hey, can you get me a water, or not, can I get you a water, and all these things, like they cater to you, which I understand it's good because they don't want to pull you away from whatever you want, because if they do, then there's a reset or time loss or whatever, so it's faster for them to go get things. But I always explain to them, if they are getting stuff for me, that I appreciate everything that they're doing, and I don't think of them as any different, because they don't get the respect that I think that they should have, because at the end of the day, or during the day or night, they are, some of the hardest workers. And so I don't know why I'm going off on this tangent, but I just I don't know. Like I think of Star Wars as cool. It's definitely an awesome moment. It's really cool to look at. But I also think like those people that are just like whatever, people that aren't noticed.
It's
whatever,
everybody working together. It's it's collaboration.
And it makes it important, and I think it's really cool. I love getting to know everyone and just having a conversation with different people, and it doesn't matter what their position is. I don't care if they're the number one actor in the world or if they just started yesterday. I don't know. There's something about it.
It's very loving, very real, very, hey, we're all in this together.
If it wasn't for all of us, we wouldn't be watching what we watch.
Right. And you know what, about the loving and the collaboration and human, the hugging we were talking about too.
Yeah.
You'd rather hug than go, you are, what made you become an ordained minister?
That was because a friend wanted to get married and I bought it online. But the love thing, I guess, has something to do with it. But
right,
it's more so, there was a friend literally wanted to get married. I was joking around. I was like, I'll do it. And they thought I was crazy. And I was like, no, I really will. And then I looked online. I found out actually that you could become like an ordained minister if you send $20 or whatever it was. And but ever since I did it though, I had a lot of fun with it, coming with, with the bride and groom, and like talking to them and figuring out what we can do to kind of put on a little bit of a show too, not just make it the standard like boring thing, with all respect, because obviously attention's on them. But I don't know, I love that. I do think it's pretty fun to do, because it's, sometimes you can surprise people too, and it's not what they're thinking. So it's cool to, break the ice. And of course the groom is nervous, and so is the bride, or the groom, or the bride. So it's cool to be able to like break the ice and make it fun, and not like, as serious, but you know what I mean, I guess, like that. Yeah, be cool.
You seem to go with the flow and have fun with life.
Yeah, no matter what happens. Like if someone falls over, you just pick them back up.
Okay. I love that. What are you most proud of in your life?
Most proud of is, there's certainly some things, but I try to not let things slow me down as far as me being different in mostly physical ways, but I'm sure up here a little different too. I mean, we all are, but yeah. But yeah, I feel like unfortunately I've witnessed um some people allow some things to slow them down, whether it be a physical disability, a mental disability, disability or just life, or whatever it may be.
Mm.
It's nothing like in particular, but one of the above or many of the above. And I feel like it's just, I don't know, yeah, just trying to continue forward no matter what. And there's times where I'm not going to mention names, but recently there's been some people have been around and they kind of seem to focus on the negative sometimes.
Mm.
Whatever the situation is, it's like it always is a negative. And what I do is it makes me realize, like, it's a reminder of like, hey, don't think like that. Like it's not gonna help you move forward. So I think trying to be positive at all times, and then if there is a situation, kind of like not really the minister, but sort of like if there's a situation, you make fun with whatever you got,
Yeah.
whatever the situation is. And so I think far as like being proud is just, I don't know, try to continue moving forward and then also helpfully impacting others to do the same. I mean, we're on this, which I want to talk to you somewhat or sometime soon, in regards, we're on this board nonprofit that takes kids with disabilities fishing. And that is just like the conversations I have with some of these kids is just really cool. And I hope that they take it and, look
Yeah.
at life a little bit differently if they need to or should.
Right. Right.
So I don't know, it's not necessarily an accomplishment that I've done. I don't think of it that way, as far as like, oh, I'm proud because I've been on, a certain show or have met a certain celebrity or whatever. I don't think of it as that. I think of it as like more so others more than before myself, which is might be a weird thing to say, but I don't know.
Yeah. I love it. I love getting to know you even better. And it comes across though, even when that we haven't talked a lot, but
Yeah,
even when I first met you, you come across this way.
yeah.
Real
No,
and honest. And
gotta be real.
gotta be real.
There's too
We
much
have we have a lot of people who would love to ask some questions, so I'm going to bring a
for
few
sure.
up
Let's
here.
roll. Let's do it.
How about Shannon? Shannon Diericks. Here she is.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, what is your favorite part of American Horror Story?
My favorite part of American Horror Story would be probably nothing to do with the film or the movie. The show itself. It would be the traveling that, allowed us to go to New Orleans. I mean, that was a really cool thing of experiencing all that. But also, again, the people, and then seeing a lot of these people in front of the camera and behind the camera in real life, in person, and getting to know them and talk to them is one of those really rewarding things most of the time, because they're just a normal human being, which is really cool. So I think a lot of that is cool and inspiring too.
Yeah, yeah. I love that show. Was that the first time that you were in New Orleans? New
It
Orleans?
was, yeah. Yeah, it was a wild town. It is a wild town.
Listen, I keep saying I would love to just play a dead body on American Horror Story. I just love to be on that set.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my God.
That's actually real quick. That was the first time I've actually been scared on a set, because being a little person, you're involved with a lot of like horror, creepy type stuff.
Yeah.
Just this is part of the name of the game, I guess. But when I was on that show, we were on the stage and we were rehearsing this band scene with Jessica Lange. She was singing, I was playing the guitar, and they had this guy, I forget what his name was, but he was another actor, and we're in this big like clown type, or not clown, circus type tent.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to be looking at an audience, but no one was there. And all of a sudden it was very dark. We could barely see the seats from like the stage that we're sitting on. And all of a sudden there was this clown guy with prosthetics and bloody, American Horror type story clown, I guess, coming at us, like walking down the aisle. And I was playing the guitar, just kind of like thinking about like, I don't know what I was gonna go get at craft service or something probably. And all of a sudden, like it appeared though out of nowhere, and I had no idea that he was coming, and it scared the crap out of me. And because people have asked, like, "Hey, do you actually get scared when you're on, on a set like that?" And the answer is generally no, because you're aware of what's going on. Like someone's gonna be coming at you, or it's a fake chainsaw, or whatever it might be. But that was one of those moments that was like, "Oh, boy, hey, okay."
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's a great story. Thank you, Shannon.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What were you saying? Man, you said something and it'll come to me later about being on the set, American Horror Story. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, good guitar. So you play the guitar.
So that's another wild story. No, I was in Virginia with my family. I flew from Los Angeles to Virginia, and we're at like a family reunion. And the folks from American Horror Story, the casting department, called, and I had on speakerphone. I was in the car. I don't remember this like forever. I was in the car with my mom and my dad and my sister, and I had on speakerphone, and I had no idea who it was. I just said, "Hello, this is Kyle," and they said who it was, and they said that they were interested in. They asked if I played a musical instrument. I was like, "Shoot, what do I say?" And I just said, "Yes, the bass guitar," because my dad, number one, played the bass.
Yeah,
like just growing up as like for a fun hobby type.
It's all about the bass.
Yeah.
The bass.
And so, and also I figured, if there's one instrument I need to pick up and learn really quick, could be that, because it's a boom, 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 boom. It's kind of somewhat easy, and it's not a ton of movement. So I said that, and then they said, "Okay, cool. Can you send us a self tape really quick of you playing a bass?" So yeah, no problem. So I hung up the phone, and my mom, my dad looked at me like, "You just told him that you could do that, and you have no idea how to do that?" I was like, "No, I figured Dad, Dad, you and I could bond for a minute. You could show me the ropes for a second." And of course, we were like visiting family, and it's not where they're from, so they were visiting as well. So there's no guitar in sight. So I was like, "We'll just go get one from the store and pretend." And to fast forward, they called back like 15 minutes later, and they said, "You know what? We really like your look. We don't need the video. If you can play the bass, we trust you. We want to fly you out next week." So I was like, "All right." So then I said, "Thanks," and they're gonna email the details over. So I hung up the phone again, and my parents were like, "You've got to be kidding me! This is do you know what you just said, or do you want you just did kind of thing?" And I was like, "I have no idea what I'm doing," but they said it was gonna be the stand-up bass. I was like, "I can't be that hard." So I learned a little bit, I guess, how to play the stand-up bass, the basics, and I flew there. And we shot everything. It's supposed to be just like 2 or 3 weeks, so it's supposed to be kind of in and out.
Yeah.
And then I flew from Virginia instead of back to LA. I flew actually directly to New Orleans. And then we shot for a little bit. Then we went back to LA. And then, like, as soon as I landed in LA, they called. They said, "We actually want you in the scene next week." I was like, "Shoot, all right." So back on the plane we go, back to New Orleans. And that happened a few different times. And I think we were there for like 7 months, but they're going and like back and forth. But the silly thing was, every time I landed in LA, they'd like have me go back. And I think it was like the last episode of the season. We're all on the stage doing rehearsal, and I'll never forget the director, which wasn't Ryan, like came up to me and said, "Hey," or not, he came up to me, said in front of everybody, "Kyle, you're the one that said you could actually play the bass, right?" And I said, yeah. And he's like, "All right, cool. We're going to have you play Electric at the bass. And you're going to play Nirvana, Come As You Are. And you're going to be ahead of the stage with Evan Peters." I had the worst instant stomach ache you could possibly imagine. I was like, "Oh my word." So I ran. Now I'm kind of comfortable with these people. We've been there for 6 months and some change, like approaching 7 months. So I ran back to my trailer and I Googled, like, how do you play Nirvana, Come As You Are on the bass? And I just sat in my trailer and I watched probably like, I don't know, 20 videos, or maybe it was 10 videos, and then like 10 times each. of how do you play it. And there was a lot of like instructional videos, thank goodness, on the song since it's so popular. I sat in the trailer like just watching and trying to get it down because I just want to make sure my hand at least it wasn't being recorded, but if your hand's up here and I'm down here on like a certain part of a song,
Right.
they're gonna cut that angle, go switch that camera, don't put on him. So I wanted to make sure I was doing what I was supposed to be doing at least. So yeah, I figured it out and they ended up putting it in the final cut, which is pretty cool. It's on
Wow.
it's online now probably, but anyways, that was one of those fun stories.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. We now have, just to let everybody know, we're going a little over today because this is such a fun time I'm having. So
Sorry for running late. Like
no,
I don't feel
don't-
horrible about that. Jeez.
it's okay. Don't feel bad. Don't feel
No.
bad. We are family.
Yeah.
And, one of the family members right now is Devon Morgan. Devon Morgan's going to come on. He has a question for you.
Hey,
Hi,
Devon.
Kyle.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. Well, first off, let me introduce myself. My name is DevonDonnell Morgan. I am a script writer. I write EV cartoons with Matthew Selden. Matthew Selden, raise your hand. There he is. There he is.
Hey.
We've been doing this for like 30 years now.
My goodness.
And my question for you is, what was it like being a stuntman, and how long ago did you practice for?
So I started in 2011, and I would say it's very adventurous to say the least, because you never know what you're going to be getting yourself into. Sometimes they explain, well, not sometimes, they generally give like an overview of like what they would like to accomplish in the scene, but then when you get there, again, like there's this collaboration thing. So sometimes it changes like a lot, and next thing you know, you're not doing anything what you're like originally what you're supposed to. And so I guess there's a lot of excitement in regards to buckling up, and you never know what's going to come at you, sort of thing, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Was you really nervous when you first wanted to be a stuntman? Like, was you really nervous about the I mean, that's the same. I mean, not about the danger that, because I see actors, they do perform stunts. Some
Right.
of them, they perform their own stunts.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was an actor, I probably would never do that. Because
Yeah.
I'm really worried about the danger I could put myself in.
Right.
But was you really nervous when you was about the dangers that you would risk your own, I would say like your own your life or your
Yeah, that's something that I think about every day. And for an example, there was I don't want to put them on the spot, but there's a fairly large show. We may have mentioned them, or David, you may have mentioned them. And I was on this huge setup with like cranes and cables and stuff.
wow.
Basically, I was up in the air and I went from here to here, like the length of a football field, probably 100 yards, and it was probably 30 feet in the air. And I zipped this way at like 30 miles an hour. I was moving. And they, we rehearsed it for like 2.5 weeks. Everything was really clean and crisp and looked good. Then they brought the camera department in. There was a crane that was also there with a camera on it. And the camera missed its cue and didn't swing out when it was supposed to. It swung out too soon. And I was just along for the ride, essentially. So I had no control of it. And the crane, I almost hit the camera. The camera almost hit me. I don't know which one it was. But so that being said, yeah, you just never know. Like, even if you think that everything's good, you just never know. Anything can happen. So that definitely crosses my mind a lot. And it also makes me say no to certain things too, because it's not worth, just say some crazy number. You can say whatever number you want, $1 million for you to go do a certain thing. is it worth it though? Like, it isn't at all times, because A, you cannot live, or B, you could have like a kink in your back for the rest of your life, and be more sore than you already are, add some
True.
sort of complication. So sometimes it's not, you gotta really think about those sort of things.
That's exactly true.
Oh, thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Devon. Oh, boy, yeah, it's very scary. I did a commercial once where it was more of a stunt and I got hurt on the set. And after that, it shifted my viewpoint of really, you have to really be your own advocate and stand up for yourself. And also know, I was on the set and it's a commercial. There's 40 people around and it's SAG and it's my favorite pizza. And I got a herniated disc here and a bulging here. And it's like, it's not worth it. It's not
Right.
worth it.
Yeah.
And it could have been worse. So,
Right.
and then I go back to things happen for reasons, and it actually put me in a better direction in my life. So
Yeah, that's good.
let's see. Mark Wells is here. Look at that smiling face.
I got one question before I get out of here.
All right.
Which actor is the most influence on you?
Ooh. That's a tough question, because try to connect with them all and like them all. Ooh, boy. I don't know about actual. Well, I mean, everyone's really cool in their own way, and this isn't gonna really answer your question, but everyone's very positive and like, I guess I get something from each person, each individual person. And I try to be like a sponge myself and like soak in everything that, all the experiences I have, all the people I get to meet with. And then the other thing though, I would say is that it would be more so the other stunt people that I've been able to work with, like the people that don't get the recognition, or the behind the mask, or, that sort of thing. So I think those people I really connect with the most, because there is a lot of actors that are like A-list people that do very little, because there's a lot of other people that do things for them, as far as doubling and things like that. So I guess I really see the people that, I shouldn't say do the hard work, and those other major actors don't do anything. I don't want to say that, but I don't mean it that way. But I don't know. There's just been a ton. That's a really hard question. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I try to, yeah, again, like feel, yeah, I don't know.
No, that's cool. It's a good question, and it is a tough question.
Yeah, it's a very good question. Let me get back to you on that.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Wells. Let's see who we have next. Let's see. Okay. Shaquille, Mr. Shaquille is here, and he's going to ask a question. He's ready and running, and here he is. Shaquille.
Okay. Okay, so Shaq,
Hey.
asked already? So let's do your other one. Number 2, please, sweetie.
Number 2, please.
Okay, Kyle, how do you do? Let's read this one. Ready? Kyle, what kind of music do you play in the store? He's thinking of a clip he saw you in. You might have been in a music video, a commercial. We weren't sure.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Real. Yeah.
That was probably 10 years ago.
Oh, goodness. Okay, well, what else did you want to know? What's his favorite kind of music?
What's your favorite kind of music, though?
I like anything that's like has a positive message and that's outgoing and like gets you pumped up. That's my style music, I guess.
Is your style?
Yeah, that's my style, not something that like puts you to sleep. I mean, everyone's got talent, but
Can tell?
I like some stuff that gets you going, but also the lyrics have like a positive message and it's cool and it's not like degrading any particular person.
Very cool. Thank you, Shaquille.
Yeah.
Very cool. Let's see. Well, you know, I have a question to ask you.
All right.
What do you want the most at this moment in your life?
What do I want the most? So, as I mentioned before, we are on the board of this nonprofit that takes kids with disabilities fishing. It's inspired me a lot, and also my fiance Jordan too. Like, we're trying to be a part of it as much as we can. We're always doing different things with these guys, and I would like to take the similar model and basically bring it to land. And I don't want to exactly say what it is just yet, but it's something that will give people with disabilities the an opportunity that they cannot receive right now anywhere in the world. And it's something I really want to launch and I really want to do. And so I honestly don't care if I don't act ever again. Like, that's more important to me.
Wow.
This thing that I want to do. And the reason why is because of the results and the things that I witness on the nonprofit that takes kids with fishing. It's called Fish for Life. And if you guys want to Google it, fishforlife.org. If you guys want to go on a trip, there's a very long waiting list, but have David reach out to me and I'll see what I can do as far as getting you guys, any one of you on board. And it's an amazing trip. You just have to go to the website, watch some of the videos. It's really, really cool. And I want to, again, use that same model, bring it to land, and then have that same impact and hopefully give not necessarily kids, but people in general with disabilities an opportunity that they wouldn't receive otherwise. And that's what I want.
That's
It
gorgeous.
sounds crazy, but it's so true. Like,
no,
I don't care about anything else. And it's weird when you can impact, and I'm sure you get this too, but when you do, like, Meet the Biz and these other events and things, it's like what you get from it, selfish, but even what I get from it is just, nothing can beat it. And you can see that these other people are receiving it too.
Well, you said the word selfish, and sometimes we think the word selfish is a negative thing, but it can really be positive.
It can, because it can promote you and motivate you to do, I don't know, other things too. Yeah. But just, that's what I want. And I hope one of my downfalls is like, I don't want to say I say yes to everything, but like work-wise, just like anyone, it's hard to say no to certain things. And you just never know. It's not necessarily money, but it's just, you also don't know like what that opportunity may bring you in the future. If you say no to a job, you may not meet those 20 people that could have a huge impact in your life, or you could actually impact them and help out. So I kind of want to not necessarily take a break, but slow down for a minute and really focus on this other nonprofit and get it off the ground, because I've been thinking long and hard about it for a few years. And I want that to be my focus for a little bit. And then hopefully I can be reaching out to you and then getting a bunch of people.
I love it.
Be having a good time.
I love it. Well, thank you for that. That really, it gives me, I'm going forward with our documentary that we filmed years ago, and we're going to finish it up this next year. And that is something that's close to my heart. So that, what you just said there makes me feel like I'm on the right path.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's been some things that like I personally have thought of and wanted to do, and then life just gets busy and you put in the back burner. The next thing you know, you kind of moved on from it in a way. Yeah. And but there's a reason why those thoughts came to you initially.
Yeah.
The documentary or what? Like, why is that? Like, so let's go back and wrap it up, make it happen. So that's sort of what this is. I mean, I haven't started anything with it yet, but it's just been a lot of like, man, I really want to do this. And now I just really want to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I know we have maybe 10 more minutes.
Sure.
Is that good with you? 10 more minutes?
that's good with me.
And I'm gonna pretty much just I see people waving their hands, and I want to give people as many people the opportunity as possible. So we'll get Pam Rauka. Pam Rauka.
Hi, David.
Hi, Pam.
Hi,
How are
Pam.
you? I want to ask the guest over there a question.
Kyle.
Kyle, yeah, Kyle. I want to know what was the greatest challenge in the movie American Horror Story?
The greatest challenge was probably playing that guitar that I've never played before, and I said I did.
Yeah.
But I will say that I don't put anyone in a bad position, but basically say yes to everything and then just kind of figure it out. It'll all work no matter what.
Yeah, did you like
I feel like that happens. And it's not just
I
luck. It's like you have to really think it and believe it. And you know,
want to know, did you like any actors in the American Horror Story, that you were working with?
yeah, Jessica Lange was very nice. She was we ate a lot of meals together. Same with Peter. So both of those individuals were really cool. And then there was a lot of people behind the scenes too that were just super nice
Right.
people that were employed making money. So naturally they're having a good time.
What a joy. What a joy to be on that set. Thank you, Pam.
Yeah, thanks, Pam.
Let's see who we have. Matthew Selden. Matthew Selden. We heard his name before, and now here he is.
All right, so I have a question, Kyle.
Yeah.
So you know if I'm an animator? Yep. And I have a question I just wrote down.
Okay.
So do you have a role of a main character in any of the TV shows?
Sorry, one more time. Do I have a made up character?
Yeah, a role of a main character in any of the TV shows.
Do I have a main character in any of the TV shows?
Yep.
So I guess in the Mandalorian, I play a lot of Jawas. So I mean, they're pretty common. So I did all the stunt stuff for those guys. So every time there was a Jawa basically stealing something, which is what they do, or getting destroyed, it was me playing it. And I played multiple Jawas. So they would like have me dressed up in whatever Jawa outfit. And then they would take like just one, like say there's two belts crossing, they would take one belt off and say, okay, go over there. You're now another Jawa. And then they changed my something very ever so slightly. And then I'd play another one. So I played multiple. So it's kind of like a main type of character, I guess you would say, on the show.
All right. Thank you, Matthew.
Yeah, thanks, Matthew.
So you got to work, of course, with Jon Favreau.
Yes. Yeah, I actually got to meet Jon Favreau on Young Sheldon, which is a show on ABC, which is the prequel to Big Bang Theory.
Right.
And so he directed the first season, and I was doubling Ian, who plays Young Sheldon. And I'll never forget when, I guess it was like the first week, probably. We were all there and eating. I think we were eating lunch, and Jon Favreau started making grilled cheeses, and I FaceTimed my dad. Just I don't know why. It was a question. It wasn't to show him grilled cheese, but I didn't even know who I knew who Jon Favreau was, but I didn't like put two and two together. And then I showed my dad. I was like, "Yeah, I got this guy, the director, making some grilled cheese." He's like, "That's Jon Favreau." Like, oh yeah, I know that. And then he like played it cool, but I guess there was a show that Jon Favreau did, and he was making grilled cheeses, and he was like kind of known for that, like food.
Right. I remember that movie.
It was called, but something. So we got to experience that with Jon Favreau, and then of course when Mandalorian kicked up, it was joking about that and some other things. So we had a little bit of history, which is cool. It wasn't like my first time meeting him, which is nice.
Right.
Yeah.
I did when he did the show Dinner for Five. I was on the set behind the scenes for that, and it was fun working there. I think it was 3 or 4 years. 3 or 4
Wow.
seasons, but loved working with that group.
Yeah, he is such a nice guy and
Yeah.
so down to earth and cool.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's say, okay. We have time for 2 more questions. We have Monique. Monique. Yes.
Hi,
Hi.
Monique.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How you feel when someone cheating on you, make you upset, and that person not be your friend? So how you feel about that?
When someone's upset with me and doesn't want to be my friend,
Yeah.
I try to change it and try to make them be my friend. And what I do, how I do that is try to figure out how to make them laugh. I think that's key. And say they're mad at me for something I did. I try not to do things that makes people mad, but I don't know. I just try to read the person and try to read the situation and try to adjust it. I guess to answer your question, I don't just let it like be and just go my own way. I put effort, I guess you could say, into trying to change the situation for sure. Because I don't know, if someone's mad at me, regardless if they're if I'm dealing with them directly or not, it still bothers me even when I go to bed. So like, I don't know, I just don't like that. I like to be trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, and also if someone's being mean, as far as like making fun of like a disability or whatever, I try to educate them on, what it is that they're doing, and not like in a mean way, but try to change their thought process and make them kind of second think, I guess, what they may have said or done. And it's not necessarily directly to me, it could be to anyone, and I just witness it. And I will stem off from that. There is a lot of times when, casting people or directors that are producers, whoever says, hey, it's a little person role and we want you to do this. And it's very degrading, whatever it may be. And I explained to him, like, hey, would you want your kid, like to do that, or kind of hit some soft spots? So then I get their attention and then I educate them on like, that's not cool. As far as like having, a deaf person being made fun of, or like a robbery occur or something behind a deaf person, have no idea because they're deaf, and like they're making fun of them for that. I don't know. It's just that stuff isn't cool. So overall, when people are either mad or negative towards me or anyone else, I try to do my best to.
But sometimes like it's hard in my head. Sometimes like they talk about behind my back, but it's hard.
Yeah.
I can't let it go.
Yeah, you have to try to let it. I know it's easier said than done. Totally understand that. But I don't know, you just gotta remember who you are. You're you, and you can't let those people affect you. As far as like those that make fun of you. And also, I mean, who knows what kind of problems they have. That's the reason why they're doing that, is because they're not happy with whatever. So as long as you're happy and you do your best to try to, not allow that stuff to affect you, then, I think also another way is like do something that makes you happy, so you can kind of not sit there and think about whatever it is that someone said to you, or, go chat with someone that's a good friend of yours, or even a parent, guardian, any of that kind of thing.
Right.
And yeah, try not to let it. I know, again, it's easier said than done, but try not to let it get to you and affect you.
Thank you. What a great question. We have time for one more, and I see his thumb has been up for a while. And Mr. Bill.
Hey.
Mr. Bill.
That's me.
Hey, Bill.
Hi. Yeah, I'm a actor, and I was in a lot of camp movies.
Okay.
And they were really, really good. Zeno Mountain Farms is the name of the camp. And it was really good. I did an excellent job.
That's awesome to hear.
And I think you have, David, you have some of the movies I have been in.
I do. I've seen some of them. And you know what would be great is to maybe see, you know, who knows, maybe both of you will be in a movie one day or a TV show. You never know.
Yeah, I
That'd be
never
cool.
know.
I'm down for that.
Love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, thanks for sharing, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
You're welcome.
And Kyle, thank you.
Yeah, thank you again. Sorry about that damn time. My goodness.
Things happen. I mean,
I know.
And then you saw it, you probably went, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, well, I thought I this morning, or when you sent the thing, I saw like the one, and then I was like, "Yeah, no problem, 1 o'clock." And then you said no, noon, and I was like, "Wait." I went back. I'm like, "Oh, it does say noon." I just saw that the one is like, I see a number, and that's what sticks out.
Things happen for reasons.
But we stayed an extra 30 minutes, which is good. So hopefully we had some extended, we just, you know, the positive thing of this is we turned an hour-long thing into an hour and a half.
I love it.
So hopefully everyone enjoyed that.
We did. And thank you. And I look forward to connecting with you and seeing you. And I look forward to working with you on future projects.
I hope so. That'd be really cool.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Cool. Bye, guys.